Hello students, welcome to a new session. In this session, we'll continue working on congruent triangles. The third case for congruency of two triangles, if each side of the first triangle is congruent to its corresponding from the other triangle, then these two triangles are congruent. Let's see an example. For these two triangles, if you can see that AB is congruent to DE, BC is congruent to EF, and AC is congruent to DF, then automatically triangles ABC and DEF are congruent to each other. If they are congruent, this means that they are identically the same. Then angle A is congruent to angle D, angle B is congruent to angle E, and angle C is congruent to angle F. Exercise number 1. In the opposite figure, if BA is equal to BC and DA is equal to DC, and for sure you can see here that BD is a common side. And also given that the measure of angle ADB is 50 degrees and the measure of angle BAD is 110 degrees. How can we find the measure of angle ABC? So, for the two triangles that we have, for triangle ABD and triangle CBD, we'll see given as AB is equal to BC and DA is equal to DC, and also as we said that DB is a common side. Therefore, triangle ABD is congruent to triangle CBD. Accordingly, you can see that angle ABD, which is this angle, is equal to this angle, and the measure of angle ABD is 180, take away 110 plus 50. So the measure of angle ABD is 20 degrees. Therefore, the measure of angle ABC is 20 plus 20, which is 40 degrees. Exercise number 2. In the opposite figure, is triangle ACB congruent to triangle ACD? Please state yes or no and say why. After that, find the measure of angle D and find the measure of angle BAC. In the two triangles that we have, triangle ACD and triangle ACB, you will see that AD is given equal to AB and the length of CD is given equal to the length of CB, and AC segment is a common side. So therefore triangles ACB and ACD are congruent triangles. After that, how can we find the measure of angle D? The measure of angle D is equal to the measure of angle B, which is 30 degrees. So the measure of angle D is 30 degrees. And for sure, this angle is also 80 degrees. How can we find the measure of angle BAC? And the measure of angle BAC is equal to the measure of angle DAC, which is 80 degrees. Let's now go to case number 4 in the triangle congruency, but this case is a special case for right triangles only. The two right angle triangles are congruent if the hypotenuse and a side of one triangle are congruent to the corresponding from the other triangle. As you can see here in these two triangles, AC is congruent to DF, and AC is the hypotenuse of triangle ABC, and DF is the hypotenuse of triangle DEF. And also you can see that FE is congruent to CB, and it is a right triangle as angles B and E each is 90 degrees. Then these two triangles are congruent. Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF, so that AB is congruent to DE, angle A is congruent to angle D, and angle C is congruent to angle F. Exercise number 3. In the opposite figure, BC is congruent to AD, and AC, which is the hypotenuse of triangle ABC, is congruent to AE, which is the hypotenuse of triangle ADE. And the measure of angle CAB is 57 degrees. Find the measure of the unknown angle ADE. Find the measures of the unknown angles in triangle ADE. You will see here that in triangles ABC and EDA, AC is given equal to AE, BC is given equal to AD, and the measure of angle B is equal to the measure of angle D, and each of them is equal to 90 degrees. Therefore, triangle ACB is congruent to triangle EAD. Then, to find the missing measures, to find the measures of the unknown angles in triangle ADE, you will see that the measure of angle E is the same as the measure of angle A in the other triangle, which is 57 degrees, where also the measure of angle EAD is equal the measure of angle C. And how do we get the measure of angle C? It's 180, take away the sum of 90 and 57, so the measure of angle C is 33 degrees. So the measure of angle EAD is also 33 degrees. Exercise number 4. If triangle ABC is congruent to triangle XYZ, angle A is 50, angle B is 60, how can we find the measure of angle Z? If angle A is 50 and angle B is 60, automatically angle C is 180, take away 50 plus 60, so angle C is 70 degrees. So here angle C is equal to angle Z, so angle Z is 70 degrees. Question 2. If triangle ABC is congruent to triangle LMN, if angle L, the measure of angle L is 40 degrees and the measure of angle B is 90 degrees, then the measure of angle C is, excellent, the measure of angle C is 50 degrees. How did you know that? If L is 40, so A is 40 and B is 90, then C is 180 minus 40 plus 90, and this is how we get the measure of angle C is 50 degrees. Question 3. If triangle ABC is congruent to triangle XYZ, and the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle B is 120 degrees, then what is the measure of angle Z? Here, if these two together is 120, then angle C is 60 degrees. Automatically, angle Z is congruent to angle C, then Z is 60 degrees. Question 4. if triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF and C is 90 degrees, then the measure of angle D plus the measure of angle E is what? If C is 90, then F is 90. So these two angles together, they are 180 minus 90, so their sum is 90 degrees. Question 5. If triangle ABC is congruent to triangle XYZ, if the parameter of ABC is 12, so for sure the parameter of XYZ is 12. If XY is 4 and YZ is 5, how can we find the length of AC? The length of AC is 12 minus 4 plus 5, which is 3 centimeters long. Let's now go to the evaluation part. Dear students, when you see the questions, please pause the video, try to answer the questions yourself. After that, play the video again to check your answer. In the figure opposite, if AB is congruent to ED and BC is congruent to EC, then for sure we have here triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEC. Then the measure of angle A is equal to the measure of angle D. So the right answer is choice B. Question 2. In the opposite figure, if AB equals CB and AD equals CD, and also given that the measure of angle ABD is 45 degrees and the measure of angle A is 100 degrees, find with proof the measure of angle CDB. As you can see here, in the two triangles ABD and CBD, the first thing, it's given that AB equals CB. The second thing, it's given that AD is equal to DC. And also, DB segment is a common side. Therefore, triangles ABD and CBD are congruent to each other. Accordingly, if they're congruent triangles, then the measure of angle CBD is equal to the measure of angle ABD, which is 45 degrees. So this one is 45 degrees. And also, angle A, the measure of angle A is equal to the measure of angle C is equal to 100 degrees. So angle C is 100 degrees. To find the measure of angle CDB, it's 180, take away 100 plus 45, so it is 35 degrees. By finishing this question, we came to the end of our session. Thank you and good luck.